folk in the smoke.
We are taken care of pretty well as artists, and I know that the folks who come here, the folkies, we're resilient people.
The festival dealing with environmental issues it can't control. Hoping for the best. Hundreds of people in the search for Parker Wells. And celebrating a century.
There's not many clubs that I can think of that have gone 100 years.
A special occasion for the Calgary Motorcycle Club.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Ian White.
Good afternoon. Environment Canada has issued 2 weather alerts for Calgary. The heat warning, coupled with an air quality warning, means those spending time outdoors should take precautions. Moses Waldo joins us from Princess Island Park, where Folk Fest is getting underway. Moses, what's being done there to help keep performers and audiences safe?
Well, Ian, there are a number of cooling stations in and around Prince Island Park just to make sure that people will beat the heat. Organizers also using other measures to help keep festival goers safe. Basically, their slogan throughout the 4 days is bring sunscreen, bring water, and bring a mask. As you'll see at 4 o'clock this afternoon, the crowds were rushing in, some skipping as they decided to skirt the new rules of no running. They came in with lawn chairs, blankets, and tarps in hand, ready to begin the 47th Calgary Folk Music Festival. As you see hazy skies above as they make their way onto the stage, or at least the crowd coming to the stage, a concern for organizers who teamed up with a not-for-profit who monitors air quality called Alberta Central Airshed. They've created a step-by-step guide that provides festivals guidelines for keeping volunteers and those in attendance safe. They've also added air quality device monitors to provide real-time data.
We're starting to hear from a lot of people that it's a very helpful start. We're actually hoping to build it too with some sort of great best practices as we go forward.
We wrote the book. It's a very first draft, but we're going to be testing it to some extent this weekend to make sure that, these theoretical principles are actually working and helping us be able to make these decisions.
Organizers say they've been fortunate in their 47-year history to not have a performance or a day canceled due to extreme weather. They did come close, however, last year as a performance was delayed by 45 minutes due to lightning. Yeah.
Moses, thanks very much. And obviously the music is just getting underway. Danielle joins us now with more on those air quality warnings and heat warnings, too.
Yeah, and it's so much more exciting where Moses is right now. Although, yes, you do have to be cautious. Cautious because of the heat, cautious because of the smoke. And we're going to talk about what this means for our forecast as well. So, Calgary, all down Highway 2 and up QE2 a little bit. And, of course, off to the west, we do have an air quality warning in place, and often to BC as well. What we're getting is winds out of the west and southwest. This is blowing in smoke from fires in BC and fires in Washington state. All right, we're going to get a break from it, though, so we're looking at waves of smoke. And then we also have this heat warning that's in place for much of southern Alberta, pretty much all of it, including Calgary. 25 degrees is the temperature right now. It feels at least a few degrees warmer than that with the humidity. And you can see by the live shot, you can see the smoke in the air as well. So looking at that 24-hour forecast, which is brought to you by Fifth Avenue Volkswagen, family-owned, community-driven. Discover more at Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. You can see that we're going to basically range from low to high at times. We should mainly be in the low to moderate range with regards to that air quality health index. But when the winds kick in out of the southwest tomorrow up to 40 kilometers per hour in the afternoon, that's when we could pump back onto the high level of the air quality health index scale. More details coming up.
Thank you, Danielle. It has now been 1 week since 11-year-old Parker Wells disappeared, but police still believe he can be found alive. Police say all available resources are being used, including drones with advanced zoom and thermal imaging technology. Firefighters are out too, including the technical rescue team searching storm sewers and the aquatics rescue team checking waterways. Parker was last seen just before 1 p.m. last Thursday along Travis Crescent. The 11-year-old autistic boy was shirtless with dark shorts and black headphones. One of the people whose camera captured video of Parker says they also searched his property.
Door to door, searching backyards, bringing the dogs in, getting permission to search your house. Doesn't bother me. They're doing a good job, and that's what they need to do.
There are hundreds of people still searching for Parker tonight. Police say they've ruled out the vacant properties in the immediate area. One person has died following a crash south of Calgary yesterday. Mounties say a car collided with an SUV near Okotoks around 4 p.m. One of the passengers in the SUV died on the way to hospital. 6 other people were hurt, 3 with serious injuries. Police diverted Highway 2 north while they investigated. One person faces criminal charges after a CPKC freight train derailed last week. CPKC police brought the charges against someone who was seen on the train by Calgary Transit personnel just before the train came off the tracks. The charges include mischief endangering life. The suspect is back in court on Monday. The city says the Bears Paw feeder main replacement remains on schedule, but Calgarians should prepare for water restrictions this fall. In today's update, city officials say micro-tunneling and installation of the concrete carrier pipe are expected to be finished within the next month. 2 kilometers of the required 6 kilometers of new steel feeder main is also in place. The biggest disruptions remain along 34th Avenue in Bowness. The city says it's focusing on only a few blocks at a time, so sidewalk, road, and property access can be restored as construction moves through the area.
Huge thank you to the communities that are really enduring throughout all this work. As you go through Montgomery, you can see the cranes and the construction through Stage A, and behind me you can see the work happening right now on Stage B. And so we thank all of the residents in Bowness for their patience as we do this work.
Water restrictions are currently planned for mid-October and will last about a month. But the city warns the old pipe could fail at any time. And if that happens, water restrictions could be required right away. The new pipe is planned to go into service in December. A section of McLeod Trail remains closed because of a water main break in Willow Park. Southbound traffic is being diverted between Anderson and 109th Avenue South. Crews are trying to get to the pipe and determine the cause of the break. The city says this break is a high priority and the water main will be fixed as quickly as possible. Fire crews were dealing with a fire in an industrial area in the northeast this morning. Firefighters were called to a strip mall in the Franklin area shortly after 8. They focused on an air conditioner unit on the roof above a powder coating company. There doesn't appear to be any significant damage to the building. No word yet on the cause. And firefighters made quick work of a fire in northeast Calgary this morning. The call for a fire in the basement of a home on Whitestone Road came in at 7:25. The fire department says the flames were contained to the basement by 7:35. No one was home at the time and no one was injured. A requirement for Alberta lawyers to complete Indigenous education training is being dropped under a new provincial law. But the move is sparking debate within the legal community. Mark Villani is live. So, Mark, walk us through why this training will no longer be mandatory.
Well, Ian, the change comes as part of Alberta's new Regulated Professions Neutrality Act that goes into effect on September 1st. The government says the law is designed to keep professional regulators focused on their core responsibilities by limiting mandatory education requirements to areas directly connected to professional competence and ethics. For lawyers, that means the Indigenous education course known as the PATH will now be voluntary for new lawyers and those transferring from other jurisdictions. The online course was introduced by the Law Society of Alberta in response to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's call to action number 27, which called on law societies across Canada to ensure lawyers receive education on Indigenous rights, treaties, residential schools, and Indigenous law. Some Alberta lawyers say the change could mean future members of the profession miss out on important context when working with Indigenous clients, but others are more supportive of the move, saying the training wrongfully influenced broader social or political objectives.
The Law Society, which regulates lawyers, has decided that they're going to use their regulatory power not to make sure that lawyers uphold the law, but really to incentivize lawyers to change the law. And that's not the lawyer's job.
It's not about influencing anybody. It's about telling you the history of Alberta and Canada. It was a direct fulfillment of that TRC call to action. So now Alberta has to kind of erase that from our record, which it's disappointing.
Now, the Alberta government says the new law does not stop professionals from taking voluntary training, and it says reconciliation still remains a priority. Meanwhile, the Law Society says it's still confident in its response to this TRC call to action, noting that more than 10,500 Alberta lawyers completed the PATH training program over the past 5 years.
Mark, thanks very much. The Kansas City Chiefs have plans for a new stadium, and to Calgarians, it may look very familiar. The Chiefs posted these images of the proposed NFL stadium on X, and they look quite similar to the Saddle Dome. The team says every detail of our new stadium honors our past as we innovate for the future. The 70,000-seat stadium has a translucent roof shaped in what Calgarians might see as a saddle. In response, the Scotiabank Saddle Dome posted, "Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery." The new stadium in Kansas City is scheduled to open in 2031. There's a little more clarity about how the province will pay for medical tests. Still ahead, how a doctor's referral will make all the difference. And 3 soldiers hurt in a training exercise on the Columbia ice field. 3 members of the Canadian Army were injured during a training exercise on the Athabasca Glacier. On Friday, they were doing crevasse rescue training at the Columbia ice field. Officials say the 3-person rope team fell about 20 meters into a crevasse. They were all injured, but in stable condition when they were flown to hospital in Jasper. The military says because this type of training is inherently high risk, they always have qualified rescue personnel ready to respond in the event of a fall. The Northern Tornadoes Project has classified a tornado east of Jasper as an EF2. The tornado happened last Friday near Robb and left a trail of destruction. Researchers estimate the wind speed at about 190 kilometers an hour and the length of its path at about 10 kilometers. There have been 27 tornadoes reported in Alberta, the most active season in the past decade. Okay, let's hope we stay cool with the tornadoes for a while because we have other things to worry about in the weather, including heat and smoke.
Yeah, it's not always about the tornadoes, and it shouldn't be for the next couple of days. We're looking at less active weather, but more smoke and more heat as this ridge of high pressure builds in. Okay, look at that city. Can you see the city? Barely. It's pretty smoky out there. Just to show you the details once again on smoke, we are at a 7 in Calgary at the moment. And when you look at 7, it's at the high end, so high risk level of the air quality health index. So this is poor air quality, absolutely. If you have underlying health conditions, you have to really limit your time outdoors. I even have the tickle in my throat from being outdoors for a little bit. 7 is in Lethbridge, so high risk as well in Lethbridge at the moment, and 5 closer to the Medicine Hat area. Basically, the closer you are to the BC border and really in this southwest corner is where we're getting the worst air quality. And it's because we have the winds that are pushing in from the west. So we're getting smoke from the fires in BC. And we're also getting winds from the southwest. So we're getting smoke from the fires in Washington state. Saying that, I do want to clarify that we're supposed to, or will likely be around that moderate risk for much of the next 3 days. We will, however, at times pop down to low, and we will, however, at times, just like we are right now, pop up to high. But for the most part, we should be on the moderate level, which means you can do things outdoors. You just maybe want to limit it a little bit. All right, so this is where we have the air quality warning at this point, and Lethbridge is included, Pincher Creek up Highway 2, Calgary, yes, included, to about Olds and then over to Banff. Basically, again, closer to the west and especially the southwest where that smoke is pushing in from because of the wind direction right now. Then let's slap on the heat warnings, shall we? So yeah, we don't have severe thunderstorms to worry about. We have all of these things to worry about. This is excessive heat, and this is a longer term heat trend. So we are in this for about 2 weeks, but the hottest of the next 5 days will be tomorrow and the next day, so Friday and Saturday. All right, so I'll show you that long range forecast in just a second. Just looking at ambient temperature right now, 24 in Calgary, 28 in Brooks. 32 in Medicine Hat, 26 in Drumheller, and 32 in Lethbridge. Let's slap on the Humidex now so you can see this is what it feels like with the humidity out there. And in Medicine Hat, it feels closer to 37 at the moment, 33 in Brooks and 25 in Calgary, 36 in Lethbridge. So a lot of heat out there. What we have right now is a ridge of high pressure, and that's high pressure. It's basically a protective bubble. So we're getting this warm push of air from the States, and we're allowing those temperatures because of all the sunshine that we're going to be getting as well when we get rid of the smoke. It's going to allow those temperatures to build and build and build under this ridge of high pressure. We also had a little bit of rain earlier today, so that helped clear the skies a tiny bit. It's really just a temporary thing though. And we have a small chance of an isolated shower later in the day tomorrow, as you can see right here, especially after 3 o'clock. All right, looking at that longer range forecast and all this heat, 32 is the high for tomorrow. Humidity should be low, and we should be low to moderate on that air quality health index with a small chance of a late day shower, and then lots of sunshine into the weekend. Daytime high of 31 for Saturday, 28 for Sunday.
The province has officially changed the way Albertans can access diagnostic testing. Patients can now opt to pay for preventive services like private mammograms and cardiovascular tests. If the private test finds a life-threatening condition, the province will reimburse the patient for the cost of the service. The new order in council is meant to speed up wait times, though some critics argue it could take specialists away from the public field. There are no changes for tests with a doctor's referral. Those remain free to all Albertans. Once again, Canada's political leaders are trying to figure out how to respond to tariffs from the Trump administration. Just ahead, the Prime Minister's response in a meeting today with the premiers. Plenty of red ink on the markets today as investors contemplated lots of worrying news. Joining me is Dave Popowich, portfolio manager with the Popowich Karmali Advisory Group. And Dave, the markets are digesting Donald Trump's vow of major military punishment for Iran today.
Yeah, Ian, you're right. You can take your pick of worries today, and geopolitics was certainly amongst them. Aside from that commentary, of course, what's happening behind the scenes is we did have the Iranian-aligned Houthis attack two Saudi vessels, oil vessels, in the Red Sea. And so we've effectively opened up two fronts now on this conflict. And certainly it's an escalation in the conflict, not a de-escalation in the conflict. And the market choosing not to look through that as a short-term problem. And so we saw oil prices spike more than 5% today. And unfortunately, when that happens, the expectation of inflation also goes higher. So we saw the bond markets reacting to this with interest rates or yields going higher. And so it had a big ripple effect throughout the whole market and putting pressure on equities.
Mm-hmm. And tech companies are still spending aggressively on AI.
Well, this is one of the questions that investors wanted an answer to, and we got our first look at some of the big tech companies. Let's just start with Google. They were spending aggressively already, and they said they're going to increase that spending by another $15 billion. So somewhere between $195 and $205 billion to be spent on their AI build-out and research projects. And it's taken them into a negative free cash flow for the first time, perhaps ever. And that put pressure on that stock down 7%. And Tesla very quickly also moved into a negative free cash flow. Markets and investors did not like that. Tesla stock down 15% and putting pressure on the broader tech market.
All right. Thank you, Dave.
Bye, Ian.
Prime Minister Mark Carney says everything is on the table when it comes to U.S. tariffs and trade negotiations. President Donald Trump's threats of stacked tariffs loomed large over meetings with Canada's premiers in Charlottetown today. The PM is not ruling out retaliating economically and says supports for Canadians and tariff-affected sectors could be on the table. Carney reiterated a united front is key.
There's a full range of things that we can do in that regard. We don't need to respond in advance. In fact, I think it would be counterproductive at this stage to respond in advance. But it's important to know what your options are, to work it through, to have shared as it affects certain provinces or they have perspectives directly and be united in that response.
Carney and the premiers also agreed to keep up efforts to strengthen the domestic economy today to reduce Canada's reliance on the United States long term. Parker Wells has now been missing for 1 week. Here's Tara Nelson with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Hi, Ian. Officials continue to search for that 11-year-old autistic boy. The fire department has been searching waterways and confined spaces. Coming up at 6, we'll hear from more residents along Parker's last known route. Also ahead, Folk Fest will be monitoring the air quality this weekend, with Calgary currently rated as high risk. Coming up, some of the precautions that are being put in place for the musicians. Ian.
Thank you, Tara. Smoke and heat are major concerns today in our weather. Right now in Calgary, smoky and 24. Danielle has details coming up. Be prepared for the heat and for the smoke tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, the heat, you know, we can handle. The smoke is a little harder to deal with.
For a lot of people, for sure. Yeah.
Even see, like I'm losing my voice a little bit here. My throat. Yeah, it's not ideal. Limit your time outdoors. We are at the high level of that air quality health index, and we should be at that high level for the rest of tonight, and then potentially even in the morning, and then it's going to start working its way out. We're currently at 24. Our high was 27. It's even hotter for these next couple of days with daytime highs in those low 30s. Small chance of a late day shower tomorrow, and again, we should have the smoke start to work its way out throughout the day tomorrow.
Thanks, Danielle. The Calgary Motorcycle Club is celebrating its 100th anniversary this weekend. The club got its start in 1926 when there were few paved roads to ride on. And back then, there were typically only 2 motorcycle brands to choose from, Harley-Davidson and Indian. If you rode a motorbike in the early days, you were typically known as a bit of a rebel. The club worked to change that perception and is one of the few clubs that's run consecutively for a century.
You think about it, like the AMA this year is 100 years old. Route 66 in the U.S. is 100 years old. Millerville General Store is 100 years old. So there's a lot of 100-year-old things, but as a club, there's not many clubs that I can think of that have gone 100 years.
On Sunday, there is a show and shine at the Doubletree Hilton on 16th Avenue Northeast. It's open to the public to come and see a wide variety of motorcycles. Thanks for joining us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National News.